Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at Regice, the new release Shadow Regice in the Mountain Cup. This Pokemon is available for that one. You definitely gonna get this below 1500 CP, which is pretty decent for the Great League anyway. So if you don't have a Regice for Great League, which you definitely should have because there was like recently a code available where you got one, you might want to get this Pokemon. Otherwise, please keep your Rocket Raider. This is like the thing that I can tell you here right now. If you look at all the calculations or whatever, like this video basically is the perfect example for look at me, I'm trying out something so you don't have to, because it is really not something that you should get unless you don't have a Regice yet. Of course, I am a content creator, so like don't blame me for getting this Pokemon, trying to showcase it here. That's what I do for you. But if you can do it, like don't get this Pokemon and rather save the Rocket Raider if you can save the Rocket Raider. If you don't know how to save a Rocket Raider, by the way, basically what you have to do for that, if you like have all the Pokemon that you don't really want to get, like Regice, Rock, we don't have Regirock yet, right? Like I don't think we have that Pokemon as a Shadow yet, but I think that might be a little bit better actually. But if you kind of want to save that, just go and go onto the first page of the research and stay there. Like, don't claim anything on the first page. Like, claim the research in general, but don't claim anything in the first page. What basically happens there is that if you do that, basically the game sees, okay, you have the research, so you can get another research later on. Basically, if you only get the research for the rocket thing if you have the one prior already done, basically it tells you, or basically in general, have started it. But this have started it is the issue for it, because if you stay in the first page, basically the game recognizes, okay, you have the research already, but you haven't started because you're not in the second page yet, which allows you to basically get all the research while not having to claim anything of them, and can basically store up all the Rocket Raiders at the same time. You just don't have to do those research in general, which helps you out later on if you stay on the first page on all the research to get basically maybe a Mewtwo, maybe a Rayquaza, a lot of them later on, which helps you as a normal Pokemon Go player. I am not a normal Pokemon Go player, I'm a content creator, so that's why you see me using stuff on complete or random nonsense. And here we have one of the things where we just have the Regice here, Shadow Regice, where I cannot recommend you to get this Pokemon. I just cannot recommend you. We still had some fun, so please stay tuned for some cool battles in this video here, but yeah, I cannot really recommend to you. Also, what is a little bit tricky here, this Pokemon might be a little bit better in a different meta. The thing is here, you have a meta that's based around counter users and fire users, as well as something like Lapras, where you would have the option to go for Thunder if you would use an LilyNiRiain on it. But because this Pokemon is so horrendous anyway right now, I didn't really want to use LilyNiRiain on this Pokemon because I'm kind of running low on the LilyNiRians, and we have all the new shadows coming up as well, which I'm all going to try to feature on my channel. So stay tuned for this. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But yeah, like definitely going to be something where I don't really want to spend that yet, maybe later in a better meta. But the thing is right now, which you mostly going to encounter as well when you're going to play during the Scope Battle Day, the meta for this cup shifted to complete fast move beatdown, because people want to get their sets done fast, which is fine because we have currently 20 sets available for this day. So what you're going to encounter here is a lot of Mawile, a lot of Razor Leaf users like the Abomasnow, like Torterra. You see a lot of fire type Pokemon that have like high hitting fast moves like the Macago, like the Camerupt. I actually played a different team prior for 3 games where I had a triple weakness to fire, and then saw that everybody is playing fast move beatdown, which has usually a fire type Pokemon on the team, which is really awkward to deal with it. So yeah, we had also some struggles with this team here with fast move beatdown, of course, because we are very weak against Razor Leaf users with this team. Usually, of course, you have an Ice type in the lead, which should be fine against those Grass type Pokemon, but I literally didn't expect that everything shifted towards that. But look at this nice Blizzard we just got to, and we can one-shot the opponent's Gliscor there, which is at least a very good one. Next opponent here, also a follower of my channel, which is very cool because you completely hardwall me here with a Shadow Mawile and a Torterra, which basically makes me just forfeit immediately because there's no point of playing this out. The likelihood of them having another Shadow Razor Leaf in the back is basically yeah, 90%, I would say. So I don't think there was any reason for me to play out this matchup there at all, because also there's no real way of me beating a Shadow Torterra with this team here. Doesn't mean that this team is bad or anything like this, but I just didn't expect to see so many of those fast move beatdown teams here in general, because they weren't really popular before the Go Battle Day, but of course now where people are getting a little bit tired of this cup already again, where people want to get their sets done fast, we see them all. But here we're going to be able to one-shot this Gliscor, which is cool, as you can now see the Wishcast coming through here. Can go for one Mud Bomb, going to be able to get the damage onto the Lapras here, as he can go for another Mud Bomb there. Main reason also why I had to use here Wishcast with the move Mud Slap, why I said before that Water Gun might be better. The Lapras is basically on every team. Like, Lapras is such a common Pokemon all of a sudden. Don't know how this really happened here, but Lapras is definitely the Pokemon to go in this cup right now. And it's kind of awkward for this team as well. But there's like the issue with this Pokemon in general. Like with Regice, there's not really any good combination that you can run with this. This Pokemon is just, I don't know. It just like, yeah, doesn't really have the greatest play in this meta. Like, it just basically is weak against all the Pokemon that are currently the main meta Pokemon. So it's a little bit tricky. Here we're at least going to be able to use our LilyNiRiain at its best. LilyNiRiain is such an underrated Pokemon. I don't really encounter it at all in my opponent's side, but like it's such a good Pokemon for me all the time. It literally just beats everything. But yeah, we're going to be able to win this game at least. We see the next opponent here with their Digger Spear. We're going to try to bait them here most likely. Let's take a look how much a Fire Punch does to our Shadow Regice. We see it does around half of a health, which is not really that good for us, but we can go ahead and go for a bait here with the Earthquake. Going to get the shield from the opponent, as they're now going to see that they go for another Fire Punch. Does not knock us out or does not get us close, but they're going to swap out now into an Escavalier, getting some damage onto us, putting us into a one shot range. But we will be able to go ahead and go into our LilyNiRiain, and again, LilyNiRiain is going to be able to just wall those Escavaliers here. Going to be able to go for one charge move here, and the Drill Run didn't do too much damage either. Going to knock them out. Let's see who is coming in here. We're going to see the Digger Spear, of course, coming back in, as we can go ahead and go for one Sand Tomb, debuffing the opponent's defense. And we can go for another one, which will allow us to debuff them even further, which is really nice, because now we can swap into our Regice, go for the Earthquake, baiting them here basically into using a shield. This most likely would have knocked them out anyway because of the double debuff on their defense. And we can now go ahead and go into our Wishcast. Wishcast going to have hopefully a pretty okay-ish time here. We can shield up the move coming in. It's going to be most likely an Earthquake, and it is an Earthquake. As we see a Frost that's coming in, this is not going to be very good for us here. Let's take a look what we can do. We can go for one Mud Bomb here. Not doing a lot of damage here. I'm not gonna lie, I have to let this next move go through here. Going to be the Avalanche, and we can go ahead and go now into our LilyNiRiain. We tried to swap in to catch the move. It didn't work out, but we can still go for the Sand Tomb here. LilyNiRiain coming in clutch, going to knock out the opponent. As we see the Digger Spear coming back in here, we have to go for one Blizzard in order to knock out the opponent here. Let's see if we can do that. Fire Punch coming through, a very nice bait by the opponent. Is this enough to even knock them out yet? We don't know yet. It is enough, and we just boom them away there with the Blizzard. Good game there. Next opponent, Ferrothorn in the lead. We're going to see here how this matchup going to turn out. They're going to swap out into a Lapras, where I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake, which usually gets a shield advantage here for me because they expect the Thunder. And we're gonna get the shield advantage. We can swap into our Wishcast, which of course would be horrible to play against the Ferrothorn, so it's a very good one that we're going to be able to get rid of it basically here onto the Lapras. We have to shield up the move because it could be a Skull Bash, and a Skull Bash would definitely hurt us quite a bit. As you can go ahead, go for another charge move here. Going to be the Mud Bomb, and we can knock them out basically now with another one. Hopefully this is not another bait there, but it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a Surf Bait again. We will be able to go for another Mud Bomb here. This will knock them out. And let's take a look at, oh, never mind, they swapped into a Ferrothorn. This is not ideal for us, but we can at least swap into our Regice now. We can take one Power Whip here, and we can just hopefully go for one Earthquake to knock them out. Are they actually going to go for the Blizzard? Do they let this move go through? Let's take a look at this. They're going to shield this move up here, which will allow us to shield up as well. I think we're going to put them here into the Earthquake range, thanks to the lock-on damage as well, as we can see here. But yeah, we have to go for the Earthquake anyway. Does this knock them out? We will find out shortly. It does knock out the opponent, which is going to be amazing. As we can see now, the Macago coming in here, where we can go ahead and go into our Wishcast. We cannot misplay that quite a bit there, as my opponent actually going to be able to go for an Ice Beam. If they didn't have Ice Beam, this game would have been our game already. But sadly, now we have to try to lock on, try to go for the Fountain here with the Wishcast. Is this enough to knock out the opponent double super effective? It is not, and we're going to lose this game here because the opponent runs Ice Beam for whatever reason. Everybody is using right now Skull Bash usually to win the mirror, but not this opponent, I guess. Next opponent, we're going to see a Bomber Snow, we see a Morwell. Pretty decent for us so far, so we can go ahead and go for another charge move move here. Maybe should have played a little bit differently and get more energy first, but we were still going to be able to farm them all the way down here, as this power punch doesn't really do any damage to us. We will get some nice energy here, and against the Bombastil we should be fine as well, unless they run Razor Leaf. And of course, they're going to run Razor Leaf, because there's no person in this meta right now that doesn't run fast move beatdown teams. Amazing for us, of course, as we can go ahead and go to our Regice again. We have to go for the Blizzard here, but they swap perfectly into their Macargo. Very smart move by them, as this allows us now to go into our LilyNiRiain. We try to go for the charge move here most likely, but no. Like, even a charge move, I don't think it would have knocked them out here from this range, even though it's double super effective. They of course go for the bait, but we have to shield anyway. We have 2 Phantoms now stored, we have 100 energy basically, and now it's going to be a bait game. Either I go for the Shadow Ball immediately and try to get some damage onto them, which might be even okay for them, because they might be able to survive it, because we are debuffed here. Or I go for the bait here, I go straight for the Shadow Ball, expect them to no shield. And of course they're going to shield, and of course I'm missing out on the Shadow Ball by 1 turn, and we can just forfeit there, because there was no way I would have got another charge move there either, I think. So yeah, great game there for us. Again, another complete fast move beatdown team. As we see Jirachi here, that's a very spicy pick for this meta, because it literally doesn't beat anything, I feel like. And it just goes down from Regice there anyway. Another Razor Leafer with the Shadow Obama Snow, you see already. I hate this meta right now. Don't know what happened during the Go Battle Day, but like it all went so horrendous. It's like all fast move beatdown RPS. It's just wild. As you see here, we can go for the shield against the Weather Ball. We try to go for the Shadow Ball here, but they're going to swap out into a War Rain. This game is basically over at this point already. They have a complete hard wall backline for us. We won the lead there, but doesn't really help us if the opponent has a hard wall against us in the back. And we see here even the what's called a waterfall version of War Rain against us. Amazing, isn't it? It does even more damage against us now. And there's nothing we can really do here, because it's a Razor Leaf version of Obama Snow. Like, what are we supposed to do here? I'm just going to forfeit. There's not really a reason for me to play this out. So many Razor Leaf Obama Snow, that this was not a thing before this Go Battle Day. Like, there was literally, I haven't seen a single one, I think, before Go Battle Day. And now they're all out here because they want to get the battles done fast. Understandable though, but still kind of wild how the meta shifted in just one day, just because of a lot more sets will be available here for today, which is it's just wild. We see a Lapras against us. Maybe we can do something against this one. It's running Ice Shot, which is definitely not the preferred moveset, but I think people just want to keep it, maybe. As this is a legacy move, and not a lot of people want to TM it away just for this meta. So here we're going to see the Surf coming through against our Wishcast. We will be able to go for some Mud Bombs, hopefully, eventually, but we're going to shield this move up here. We have to try to knock them out with our Wishcast, and let's see if they're going to shield or not, because this will tell us if they're going to have something weak in the back. And they're going to shield, so they have something weak to either our Regice or our Wishcast in the back, and we're going to see that they have something weak against our Wishcast, because they double shield here, which will allow us here to catch a move. And we see the Macargo coming back in here. We have some lag, of course, as well, which is amazing, but we will be able to go for an Earthquake, and now this game is over. Goodbye Macargo, and we will be able to just destroy the opponent here with our Regice. Good game there. As we go into the final battle of today, I think we're going to have a Wishcast against us again in the lead here, which is going to be a little tricky. They're going to catch the move onto the Fire Thorn. They catch Blizzard here, which has literally, I don't know why they did this. Like, it literally is the hardest hitting move that I have on the team for the opponent's Fire Thorn. But we are at least going to get this Pokemon out of here. We have to shield once, of course, with our LilyNiRiain, but we're still going to be able to do some damage against the opponent now. We see a Lapras coming in, which is awkward, because Lapras going to, I mean, I think they're going to shield this move here up here anyway. They have 2 shields advantage. They would have to shield a Shadow Ball, never mind. This is awkward for us now. But at least we're going to have the debuff now, which allows us... Okay, now my Wish is coming in. We're going to be able to catch a move here. Is it a Blizzard? It is a Blizzard. We will catch a Blizzard onto our Regice, which is amazing. So we hit a Blizzard. We will catch a Blizzard here. This is literally the best game so far. We will be able to go for another charge move against the opponent as well. We can bait them with the Earthquake here, trying to get the shield advantage for us. But yeah, they still have... We both have still 1 shield. They're going to have to throw another charge move against us here, and we're going to let this move go through. As Mud Bomb is coming through here, we're going to see the Wishcast coming in now against the Wishcast. It's going to be an awkward matchup. The opponent has still 2 Pokemon. They have an energy lead, I think, as well, as they have now their Wishcast. They're going to catch a move, but I expect this and went straight for my Mud Bomb against the Lapras. We will be able to farm down now with our Mud Shot. We have a Blizzard stored. Can we bait the opponent here? Let's take a look at this. We will be able to go for another charge move here. Do we get the bait? We get the bait done, and we can go for the Blizzard now. Is Blizzard enough to knock out the opponent though? I doubt it, because the opponent has still a lot of health. This is a non-step move, but it does do a lot of damage. Let's see Blizzard coming through. It does not knock out the opponent, but we can farm them down and win this game. Hope you enjoyed this showcase. Let me know in the comment section which Pokemon you want to see next as a Shadow. I'm going to hunt them now outside as well. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one, and leave a like please. See you.